Welcome back to Classy and Chic Gems podcast. My name is Anita and I'm your podcast host and founder. And today I want to continue talking about self-improvement. Yesterday's podcast was talking about how to treat other people well. And today I want to talk about self-improvement, how we can improve in certain areas of our life and let those improvements flow over into areas that truly matter. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. One of the things that I thought about this year is time management. All right. Everybody is so very busy, right? But for me in June of last year, I talked about this before. I lost my brother and I really slowed down on a lot of the extra things that I was doing. Like from June until December, I really just was very intentional with my time. And a lot of my time was spent in the gym, church, with doing intentional things and, traveling when I could. But I did not overload my schedule. And you might say, well, why didn't you do more? I needed time to be in a place where I was just walking with the Lord and understanding everything that was going on with me. And I wanted to make time for special people. All right. So how do we make time for people that are special in our lives? Because we have so many responsibilities, right? Well, I think it all boils down to taking time to understand that some things are just going to pass you by if you don't make time for them. Now, I was talking with somebody the other day and she was saying, how do you make time for relationships and family and friends and all of these things and work and projects and all of these things. And so we were just, talking about the fact that you have a certain amount of days here on this earth. A certain amount of days. And the more that you look at life as a chore, you will always be busy. You will always be busy. But my hope for you is that you recognize that making time for people should never be a chore. When you make time for people, it is never a chore because you never know what you're missing out on. You never know what you're missing out on. So if you're somebody who has always wanted a very special relationship and you think, okay, well, I don't have time for that. It's time to knock that notion out of the park and understand that when you make time, God will allow you to see what is for you, right? So in my life, I am very open to everything that God has in store for me. There is nothing that God has in store for me that I do not want. There is nothing that God has in store for me that I do not want. And so, therefore, I want to move forward with that same attitude. I have a very CEO entrepreneurial attitude where I am always thinking of growing businesses and starting businesses. But at the same time, I'm also very intentional and I want to be sure that the people who I care about know that. I do not mind making time for the people that I care about. So that is something that is going to be moving forward with me, throughout 2024. I'm never going to be so busy that I cannot make time for the people that I love and the people that I care about deeply. So I hope that that's something that you adopt as well. And the second thing is self-care. Self-care. What do you mean self-care? I don't have time to even do the things that I need to do. Well, here's the thing. Self-care can be 15 or 20 minutes in the evening before you are about to go to sleep. Think of something that is going to help you and make you feel more relaxed as a person. For me, I tell this story because it's funny, but, I have ulcerative colitis. And so taking a lot of the colitis medicines has made my skin go crazy. It's also, some people have teeth issues. I mean, like, you name it, it usually comes with it. And so, you have to realize that you're gorgeous regardless. But I mean, sometimes you want to help get rid of the things that medication caused. So you want to do a little self-care, you want to do a little skincare, you want to do a little teeth lightening, whatever it may be. And that's something that I've been doing. That's something that I've been enjoying, is just, taking 15, 20 minutes to just be sure that I am giving back to my skin. And don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. I am incredibly comfortable in my skin, no matter how I look, because I know that God has made me beautiful. And he has made me in his image, and there are no mistakes. So every scar, every whatever it may be, is something that is going to help somebody else along the way. So I never try to be flawless. I will never be a person that is flawless, because I am flawed. I am flawed. I have a ton of flaws. But those flaws are what makes me beautiful. And I hope that somebody listening to this today can feel the same way, because beauty standards are so different now, and everybody is convinced that you got to look a certain way. And also, I'm a blogger, and so a lot of the content that we create has to be curated and to look like everything is perfect, even outside, to our settings, to everything. It needs to look perfect. But I enjoy showing the imperfections that go along with blogging and being a woman and being a CEO and all of these things, because the thing about it is, at the end of the day, I am more than what I look like on the outside. My hope is that, whenever my time comes to an end on earth, that people will not just say, oh, well, Anita was beautiful, or she was gorgeous. I hope that they say Anita was beautiful inside and out, and she was somebody who wanted to help as many people as she could before she left this earth. That is what I hope my legacy reveals to people that did not get a chance to meet me. But I really feel as if we have an opportunity to write our legacy every day that we're alive, by how we not only treat people, but how we treat ourselves. And whenever we begin to understand that we got to treat ourselves good in order to feel good, when you look good, you feel good. Whenever you feel good, you treat people well. And so for me, I think that it is important to have those moments where you have self-care, not in a cocky way where you're thinking, oh my goodness, I look better than everybody else. No, that is not what, because at a certain age, looks are going to change whenever you age. You're still going to be beautiful, but you're going to change. You're going to have features that change. And so you want people around you that love you regardless of what changes about you on the outside, because you never know when things could change. But my hope is that you are so beautiful on the inside, that it's the love and the care that you express for people that is something that everybody wants to be around, and that they understand, this person loves me regardless. They love me unconditionally, regardless of what I'm going through, what I'm about to walk through, or what I've done in the past. We all have this God-shaped hole in our hearts that makes us run to Jesus. And, if we don't, then I understand that we can make a lot of mistakes. We can make a lot of mistakes because we're not operating in where he has called us to be at that time. Then we're operating in our own flesh. So I hope that you walk out every single day of 2024 with Jesus. You might say, well, Anita, I've offended so many people. I've done people wrong. I've made mistakes. I've all of these things. Who hasn't made a mistake? Who hasn't made a mistake? And that leads me to the third thing. Forgive yourself for the things that you've done in the past. Forgive yourself for the things that you've done in the past. The thing about it is, a lot of people walk around feeling as if they are less than because they've done a lot of things in their past, and they feel as if people are going to judge them. Now, am I saying walk around and treat people poorly? No, you need to listen to the episode before. But I am saying, if you make a mistake, own up to that mistake. Ask people for forgiveness. If people don't forgive you, then, that's on them. Forgiveness is not necessarily for that other person. is for you. So you don't want to walk around harboring unforgiveness, and you also do not want to walk in a way that makes it look like you don't care about how you treat other people. So I believe that we have some opportunities here in 2024 to make things right. Are we going to be perfect? No. And I'll say that again. Are we going to be perfect? No. I don't want anybody around me that says they have the perfect life, because that's not true. They're capping already. That's the young folks will understand that. The young folks will understand that vernacular, but that means that they're not being honest. And so I want people who are authentic and honest, and sometimes it's just in a way where you're just like, okay, that's a little too honest. You said that in a way that kind of stung a little bit. But there is nothing better than being yourself. There is nothing better than being yourself. And if this is the year where you embrace who you are and you embrace who you need to be, and maybe you need to go back and make some things right, and maybe you want to rekindle some things, or maybe you want to be a better person than you were in 2023. This is the year to do it. This is the year to do it. So, whenever my brother passed away, I realized that life is fleeting. Life itself is fleeting. People are here today and gone tomorrow, or here today and gone within the next 30 minutes. So it is up to us to live as if each day is our last. Now, would you want your legacy to read, here is a person who treated people poorly, didn't apologize, didn't care if they treated you any kind of way or hurt your feelings or whatever. Would you want that as your legacy? No. I don't know about you, but I want my legacy to be, hey, if Anita offended me in any kind of way, Anita apologized. Anita was authentic with me. Anita was somebody that I could come to and I could talk to about anything, and she wouldn't judge me. Anita is someone who gave me second chances. Because at the end of the day, whenever your name is called, it's about you. It's not about the person who hurt you. It's about you. It's about what you chose to do with your life. And my hope is that you choose to live in such a way that you exhaust every single talent that God has put in you. You see, He's placed some dreams inside of you. He's placed love inside of you. He's placed all of these things inside of you, and it is up to you to let those things flourish. And I'm going to tell you something, and I want to end with this, but I really feel as if God has given me a heart that is full of love. And along with that heart that is full of love comes people who take it for granted. It's just unfortunate that way. But there's also people who see it for exactly what it is, and they treasure it. If I live my life waiting on people to say, you know what, I see value in her, then I would be, I would be waiting on some people a very, very long time. But if I live my life being the authentic soul that God has made me to be, sharing love regardless of if people see it or not, then I have accomplished what God wanted me to accomplish. So what am I saying? Shine whether people recognize it or not. Be that beautiful soul whether people recognize it or not. Share love, be love, go out into the world and establish love. And do not be afraid to put your heart on the line. Because at the end of the day, everything that is meant for you will always come to you. Everything that is meant for you will always come to you. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for being able to experience 2024. And Lord, I pray that you would be with everyone who is listening right now. Lord, I pray that you would bless them, put them in situations to where they grow and love you more and more. And Lord, I also pray that you would give them an opportunity to experience your goodness, your grace,